Hey, Wonderhussy here, out in the middle of nowhere again. Actually going back to a place that I've already been once, a long time ago. It was a hot spring, and well, I did make a video when I went initially, but it was before I really had a YouTube channel, so the production qualities are, well, frankly, pretty bad. And I always wanted to come back here for a couple of reasons. One, to make a better video, and two, the first time I came down here, I was with my sister, and it was winter time. So there was like snow everywhere. The road was real muddy. We weren't able to drive all the way down. We ended up having to hike the last few miles. And then by the time we got to the hot spring, the water wasn't warm enough because the air temperature was so cold that it was blowing the heat off the water. So for a number of reasons, I've been wanting to come back to this hot spring because it's friggin' amazing. It's beautiful. And moreover, in the interim, since I shot that first video, I actually met the person who built that hot spring. That's right, he actually discovered the hot spring. Well, I'm sure some Native Americans found it before him, but he was the first white man to discover it and actually build it up and make it into a pool. So anyway, long story short, there's a bunch of reasons why I want to get back down to this hot spring. The only downside is the road is really, really gnarly. Now, like I said, when I came here with my sister, because it was winter and there was like snow and mud everywhere, and also, we didn't have as much off-roading experience, and we were in her 4Runner, and she didn't have off-road tires at that time, I don't think. Well, we weren't able to really drive very far. We had to park up top and then hike, like I said, the last few miles. This time, I'm in my rig, and even though I'm by myself and there's no cell signal, so I definitely don't want to get stuck, I decided to just keep driving until I felt like, you know, the road became too hairy even for me. And I'm not gonna lie, there were a couple portions where I was like, should I just park, pull over, and hike the rest of the way? But then I was like, no, I got this, I can do this. And to be fair, it's not the worst road I've driven on. It is still pretty gnarly though. I feel confident about getting back up out of this ravine. I had to kind of descend into a ravine. So I'm still driving. I only have another mile to go. So it would be a very easy hike. And well, I feel like this might be part of the problem why I gained weight during the quarantine is being an off-roader has made me kind of lazy. Like where I used to hike a lot of places, now I just drive. And it's not just laziness. I still love hiking, but part of it also is I want to prove my cojones, you know, or prove my worth as an off-roader. You know, yeah, I drove down there. That was no problem, you know. Your ego is not your amigo. So I got to remember that. That being said, I still feel like the road is okay, and I'm mindful of, you know, making sure there's places I can turn around if I need to. And well, I've made it down to within a mile of this hot spring. And I know I'm getting close because I passed this old abandoned mine, which I remember the first time I came down here, and you can look at the video if you want. It's probably like adventure number 1 or 2 or something. It was way back. My sister and I parked up top somewhere, and we made cocoa, because it was winter, with peppermint schnapps, and we hiked down with our drinks, and it was actually really fun. But I remember we passed this abandoned mine, and then I think we're going to pass an abandoned school bus, too, in a bit. Okay, wow, this road is real gnarly. I'm exactly, according to my GPS, 1 mile from the hot spring, and I passed the bus. Nice to know the bus is still here. But now I got to decide if I want to keep driving because, you know, I'm getting down by the, kind of close to the river, and the ground is kind of sandy and soft down here. I mean, it's gravelly, it's still fine. I'm in 4-wheel drive, and I'm planning to go into 4 low to get up out of here because there were some pretty steep sections. But, you know, I don't want to get bogged down in this soft, sandy stuff. And, you know, 1 mile is a real easy hike. I'll be there in 15 minutes. So it seems silly to let my off-roading ego get in the way. Okay, golly, you know me, I just had to keep driving, and it got pretty sandy, so hope I can get out of here. But I'm down at the river now, and well, I'm at where the hot spring is, and I wasn't able to actually visually peep it on Google Maps because it's a really small little pond, and it's built to kind of like blend in. So it's in this area somewhere. Just gotta find the dang thing. But I mean, here's the river. Beautiful Walker River. Gorgeous July day. Perfect weather, it's like 80 degrees. The hot spring, I feel like it wasn't right on the bank. Gosh, I wish I would have watched my video again. Ugh. It's like, it's up above the bank a little bit. Somewhere, huh. I mean, I do have my laptop with me, and I have an external hard drive that I save all my videos on, so I could pull up that video and watch it real quick and see if I really strike out. I'll do that. Well, maybe my memory is wrong and it's not uphill. Maybe it is down here in these trees. I don't remember if there were trees around it. Meanwhile, though, it's already 2 o'clock, and well, I want to allow myself plenty of daylight to get back up out of here in case I do get stuck and I have to use my recovery tracks and stuff. I don't want to do that in the dark. Now, it is summer. It doesn't get dark till late, but I'm going to be conservative. Err on the side of caution, and I don't want to leave here any later than 4. So, because I also still have to find a place to camp tonight, preferably where there's cell signal. So, you know, as much as I'd love to just stay down here, well, A, I'm by myself. So, want me to talk to myself all night? Well, yes, I probably would. And to be honest, it would probably be better conversation than I have with many other people. But, you know, this is the kind of place I would really just want to camp out if I was with friends, I think. So I don't mind just doing a quick visit. See what this... I always wanted to come back here in the summer, you know. Like I said, that was 2014, I think. 2015 maybe, that I came here in winter. And I always wanted to come back here so that I could actually soak in the pool in the summertime. So if nothing else, hopefully I at least have time to do that. Okay, well, I decided to take a break real quick and have some lunch, which unfortunately I'm running low on provisions. So lunch consists of a Starbucks espresso double shot and 2 mini Payday candy bars. But I also I'm rewatching my video that I made here, and it does look like, I think it is farther up. It's not right on the creek. So I was trying to match up the topography in my video. I think it's actually even farther back that way. So I think I'm gonna finish my lunch. I'm gonna leave my laptop out in case I need to watch that again. Close her up. And try to find this dang spring. Okay, so I noticed in my video, my previous video, I said something about the Jeep trail veers away from the creek and it goes up here. So I thought I'd follow the road for a little bit, and it does look like there's tire tracks from street legal vehicles here. So I don't know. Makes me wonder if there's an easier way out of here, but I'm not so sure about that. And you know what they say, the devil, you know, I know that road and it was rough, but it doesn't really hold any surprises for me. I think I know what I'm up against. This is unproven, untested, and gosh, it could be anything. Okay, I feel like this topography is starting to look kind of familiar from my video. I think that slope there was in one of the shots, and the pool should be kind of just at the base of that hill. Oh look, footprints in the sand, yikes. Man, I sure hope nobody's there right now. That would suck. If I came all the way down here, went through all this trouble, and somebody was soaking in it and I couldn't shoot a video. Oh, I think I see a dog or something up ahead. I wonder if that's from a person or if maybe it was like a coyote or a mountain lion. Well, I mean, I don't see any cars anywhere here, so I mean, I guess that would mean there's nobody here, right? Although not necessarily. I think I mentioned this in my first video, which incidentally, after just rewatching, the production values weren't as bad as I remembered, so hey, check it out if you want. But I think I mentioned this in that video. Supposedly, the Hilton family, you know, like the Hilton Hotels family, has a huge ranch around here somewhere. And the Hilton girls, Paris Hilton and her sister, if you remember them, well, they were supposedly known to come down here in a helicopter. So I guess, theoretically, somebody could have been choppered in, and then that's why there's no car. And that's not so far-fetched because, hey, I've actually choppered to a hot spring myself once out in Death Valley, and it was a pretty cool experience. And I didn't have to worry about driving back up out of some gnarly canyon after my soak. I thought I kind of saw something that might be the hot spring just off to the left here. Oh yeah, look, I don't know if you can see, but there's some kind of like bamboo reeds back there. And that's a sign of standing water. Oh yeah, look. I see it. Oh, far out, man. It looks so different in the summertime. Oh, wow. Look at this little soak. How amazing is this? Holy wowzers. Oh my gosh, and it's full. Last time I feel like my sister and I had to fill it, or maybe we just had to drain it and refill it because it was cold. I don't know. I'm gonna try it out though. Ooh, yeah, it's hot, warm, nice. Oh my gosh, yeah, and I do have a thermometer in my car, but problem is I don't feel like walking all the way back to my car now. I'd guess it's like pretty hot, 100, 101 maybe even. It was just, I guess the problem was in winter, it was so cold. You can see in the video if you watch it, I'm wearing a knit cap under my trucker hat, and I have a puffy down coat on, and I'm drinking cocoa, and man, it was really cold. So I guess it was just blowing all the steam off the top and cooling it down. But today, today's the perfect day for it. I mean, look at this. And not a soul around. Incredible. Beautiful clear water too. Gorgeous little pool. But before I get in, I'm just gonna poke around, see there's some cleaning tools here, which is cool for scrubbing out the algae. Oh look, and somebody even left a few things in this bucket. A beer, oh, it's an empty beer. I got all excited. Pretty warm beer. That's just more cleaning supplies. Okay. So really somebody just left their garbage in here. Lame. I'll pick it up and carry it out. Okay, and then I kind of remember this being the source over here. I'm not sure what this hose is for, but it's coming out of something down there. Oh wow, look. Oh, there's a tennis ball. I think you would use that to plug up the other pool. This must be the source. Oh wow. It's pretty clear. Lots of algae. You can see the bubbles coming up. I mean, we are in an area of a lot of geologic activity here. This is along the Walker River. There's a big fault, the Walker River Fault. Supposedly the new San Andreas Fault. They've been having a lot of earthquakes out in the eastern Sierra lately, and well, something's going to give one of these days, and I just hope it's not when I'm driving back up that road. Anyway, well, there's nobody around, so I don't have to bother with a swimsuit. I'm going to get in and have myself a little soak. Let's see how the water is. Ooh, it actually almost kind of feels too hot on a hot day like today. But once you get in, it's pretty nice. Oh, so beautiful. Look at this beautiful canyon we're in. Oh my goodness. And that river runs right through it there. This is the life. I'm just gonna sidle on up to this Modesty rock here and tell you guys about the guy who built this spring. I met him, like I said, and of course I've met other people that claim to have discovered certain hot springs and built them up, and you never know if they're telling the truth or not. But this guy I 100% believe, because, well, actually he lives part of the year in Tecopa, where I was quarantining at the house of Barry the Australian Beast. Well, one of Barry's neighbors is this really cool guy who's into, hiking and exploring and all, all kinds of stuff. Well, he did more when he was younger. He's older now, but we went over there once and he showed us his photo albums of him and his sons and his wife building this pool. I actually saw photographic evidence of them. They dug the hole, they did all the flagstone. They built the whole thing from scratch. It's truly amazing. But what's even more amazing is, I guess him and his wife and family used to like to come down here and just camp by the river. And, well, one day they were camping on the river and he just happened to notice out of the corner of his eye steam coming off one part of the river. I don't know where they were camped and where he saw the steam coming off because, well, now that I think about it, this pool is built so far from the actual river that I'm not sure how he knew where to dig. Oh, wow, look. I think I see what I just saw and thought was a dog. Sorry, I know that was totally ADD. Look, a squirrel, but there's like a herd of something. I'm going to zoom in with my crummy digital zoom. Yes, I do have an optical zoom, but it's in my car and I don't feel like getting it. There's like a herd of, is that antelope? I thought it might be donkeys at first or sheep. And if it's sheep, then hopefully there's no shepherds with them. Yikes. Well, whatever they are, that must be what I saw out of the corner of my eye and thought it was some hippie's dog. A lot of times you go to a hot spring and there's some hippie dude or gal there with a dog. And it's generally a black lab. But not the case today. There ain't nobody here. Man, I'm kind of torn. This is so amazing. I'd love nothing more than to just chill out and relax here and maybe even camp overnight. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, I kind of want to get that drive behind me. I want to get up out of here alive, you know what I mean? And I also don't think there's cell signal down here, and I really prefer to camp someplace with cell signal. I know that probably sounds like a city girl, but Gosh, if I don't stay on top of my email, then I get all kinds of hate mail from people saying, you're just like all YouTubers, you don't answer your emails. Man, like I was saying, the water is really clear here and there's not a ton of algae. A little bit of algae on the bottom there. I mean, look at this. This guy even built a bench into this thing. Look at the craftsmanship on that. That was a lot of work, and I know, I saw all the friggin' photos. Listen, if you're watching this, mystery hot spring builder, I salute you and your work. Amazing. But like I was just saying, the water's pretty clean. There is some algae on the bottom part there. And well, gosh, if I was gonna stay here longer, I would drain the tub. And so I guess you would just remove this if you wanted to unplug the spring. So, you know what I mean? If I was staying here longer, I would take that off and drain the pool and give her a good scrubbing and then let her fill back up. You can see, you might be able to see down there, that's where the hot water is coming in, right downhill from that source there. But honestly, I mean, I can only stay here for like another hour max before I feel like I should start heading out. So that combined with the fact that it's really not that dirty right now makes me feel like, I could probably not scrub it out and not be a total jerk. But speaking of the plumbing, you know, that's where the hot water comes in. That's where you drain it. Look over here, there's even a little foot bath to clean your feet off before you get in. And that even has a little drain in it. Look at this. This guy knows what he's doing. He's not playing around. And I know for a few reasons. Firstly, yes, I saw the photos of them building it. Secondly, I've been in his workshop and it's really meticulously organized and he knows how to fix just about anything. And third, and most pertinently, he actually helped Barry build one of his hot springs. And in fact, I actually helped out a little bit too. It was really interesting. I've never built a hot spring before, but Barry has a few hot spring wells on his properties. And he had like a big, the one that I used to like to float in, that round blue plastic, what do you call those? I'm blanking on it. Stock tank. Big blue plastic stock tank. Well, the guy who built this helped Barry drill a hole in the bottom of that, put a drain in it, and then put another drain up towards the top for the overflow, and helped him like figure out how to channel the plumbing to drain out the tub into the leach field. It was pretty interesting to see how that's done. It was a lot of work. My sister helped out too. Me and her helped Barry dig up a bunch of dirt and build this platform for it. And oh gosh, it was a hard day's work, but very rewarding at the end of it. Just as I imagine building this must have been. You know, now that I think about it, I think the way that the guy discovered this hot spring in the first place is him and his family were probably camping down there by the river, and then he looked up here where there's all those reeds and grasses, like I was saying, those kind of bamboo looking reeds, and he probably saw steam escaping from there. And that's what tipped him off to there being a hot spring back here. For some reason, I thought I remembered him saying he saw steam rising out of the river, but I guess that was just, well, you know how we remember things faultily. That's why eyewitness testimony is never reliable. Oh my God, look how beautiful this is. Ah, I never want to leave. Okay, well, gosh darn it. Unfortunately, my worrywart mind won't allow me to just sit here and relax and enjoy this hot spring for very much longer because, gosh, I just want to get back up that gnarly road. You know, another reason to hike down, because then you don't have to worry about stuff like that. If I knew I was facing a two mile hike uphill, well, I wouldn't be looking forward to it, but I wouldn't be so nervous. And, well, I don't know. Like, soaking here, I'm just kind of, like, it's in the back of my mind. So I think, as beautiful as this hot spring is in the summertime, whew, I think I'm going to drive out now, get to terra firma, and find a place to camp for the night. Gosh, wouldn't it be sick though if all of a sudden I heard the sound of a helicopter and this chopper came descending and landed right there in the clearing and Paris Hilton got out? Or even better, what if Patrick Stewart was with her? I know that sounds random, but I saw somebody sent me a thing that Patrick Stewart was at Mono Lake yesterday, I think, or the day before. And that's not that far from here, so he might be in the area. Patrick, if you're in the area, call me. Oh wait, there's no cell signal down here. Never mind. Okay, I put my boots on to walk back. That was the only thing I put back on though. I mean, there's nobody around here anyway, so I could walk back to my car naked. Who cares? I get a tan. And I also picked up that beer can that was in the bucket there, like I said I was going to. So hopefully that'll make up for my not cleaning and scrubbing out this beautiful little tub. But for now, I'm just gonna say goodbye to this peaceful little tub. And well, hopefully little tub, I'll be back someday soon in the summer with some friends. And not just because, you know, I don't like hanging out alone. I like hanging out alone just fine. I got plenty to do. I got books to read, everything. But, you know, these gnarly off-roading trails, I don't know, I'm more comfortable doing them with at least one other person in case I do get stuck. And then we can help each other get out, you know? Oh, wow, walking back, I saw a whole bunch of, well, what I thought were antelope, but I'm not sure what those are. Are those pronghorns? Or are those bighorn sheep? See them? Hi, guys! Wow, look at them go, man. Just hopping across those rocks like it ain't no thing at all. I love it. They're so cool. They blend right into that landscape, too. Beautiful. Man, I love how I'm just walking along naked through nature with the animals. There was a girl, a very strange and lonely girl. And though she wandered very far in her car and put on some weight. You know that song, Nature Boy? It was made popular by Nat King Cole, but it was actually written by this crazy, well, nudist, kind of proto-hippie guy. There was this whole movement, I was just reading about it, called the Nature Boys. Look them up sometime, man. They lived in this canyon down by Palm Springs in like the 1940s. And they were just kind of like vagabond hippies living naked in this canyon. But then one of them apparently had a talent for songwriting and he wrote that song and it became a hit for a bunch of people. So I guess he did all right. I think his name was Eden Abaz. I looked him up on YouTube, man. There's a bunch of his music on YouTube and it's pretty far out. I really like it. Okay. In my rig, and I'm gonna attempt to make the drive out of here now. Wish me luck. Okay, yikes, this road really is as gnarly as I remembered going down. There's some pretty steep portions in it. I went into 4 low because there's some pretty steep uphill parts with some kind of loose gravel and stuff, so I just wanted to like crawl along and chew it up. But when I was down in the softer sand, I stayed in regular 4-wheel drive. For some reason I thought I remembered reading that was advisable. But anyways, look at this road. So you can see it gets pretty dang narrow and off camber here, and well, it looks like part of it washed away in a flood. And look what's down in the gully. Oh, a trailer! What a nightmare! I mean, first of all, just even trying to tow a trailer down this road would be a nightmare. Secondly, I can't imagine what happened for that trailer to get down there like that, but it had to have been really ugly. And I don't want any part of anything like that. So, I'm gonna get back in my rig. I feel like the worst of it is behind me. Unfortunately, my dang SD card is full on my GoPro, so I couldn't shoot any GoPro footage coming up. But hey, that's just as good because you probably didn't want to see it anyway, so you might have pooped your pants. Gosh, there was one part where even in 4 low, my wheels spun out trying to get up. I don't know, it was down that way a bit. Like, this is a steep friggin' canyon, and I think this road is really for like ATVs. Although I suppose, you know, well, my 4Runner is perfectly capable of it. And a Jeep, you know, a small Jeep would be good too, but definitely an experienced off-road route for experienced off-road drivers only. Whew! Well, obviously, I made it up that gnarly road, A-okay, and I got out of there just fine. And, well, I ended up finding some other interesting stuff to shoot video of along the way. So, well, I guess it all worked out okay. I got here to my camp, which I ended up staying at the same place I camped the previous night, with plenty of daylight left to make dinner and just kind of relax and chill. So, in retrospect, yeah, maybe I didn't need to leave that early from that hot spring. Yes, I suppose the lesson I should take from all of this is I should be less of a worrier and more of a warrior. But I don't know. I feel like I made the right call. And besides, the greatest thing you'll ever learn is when to stay and when to return.